What up guys, Phantom here, back with episode 10 of my F1 2019 career mode as we are going to Spielberg for the Austrian Grand Prix in season 1 of my career mode here. As we enter here in Q1, as we are going through the last two corners, as we go to the pit straight here, as we get DRS activated, as we go up the hill, brake right after the 100-meter board, turn in, gas it up to turn 2 and turn 3. As we come to the end of the lap, we absolutely horrendously cut the second to last corner and then take the last corner pretty nice, and we're going to come across the line second. And we had very good pace as we finished 6th in Q1. We had very good pace around Austria. As we enter Q2 here, as we go through the second to last corner, we are trying to make it to Q3 for probably the 6th or 7th time this year, as we are coming up the hill to turn 1, past the 100-meter break, turn and take it pretty nicely. Don't track extend, even though it's not on strict. Don't really want to get in the habit of that. As we come around the last corner here, as Sebastian Vettel sets a 1:05.9 there, as we are going to be second quickest across the line, but we are going to be 6th quickest total, and our teammate Grosjean got knocked out. As we enter here in Q3 with 2 minutes and 5 seconds left in the session here, as this will be our only run, as we went a little bit deep into the last corner here, as we're coming up the hill, as Raikkonen is coming out of the pit, and we kind of lock up on the right front there as we come down turn 2 here, and Raikkonen is coming out for his lap, and he will park it beautifully on the apex and force us to go all the way around. I don't know how the FIA can see that and not see that as like illegal blocking there. He sat on the apex, but this isn't real life. So we're going to come across the line P8, but we'll end up P9, and that cost us probably P7. I don't think we had the pace to catch Vettel, but we will start the grid P9 as we go to the Austrian Grand Prix.
Good afternoon and welcome to Spielberg, and to a circuit that in one form or another has held every Austrian Grand Prix in the championship, except the very first back in 1964. It was at this race that John Watson lost a bet and his beard when he took Team Penske's only F1 victory in 1976. If anything, the stakes are even higher today, with 25 points available for victory and a crucial advantage in the championship fight. The Spielberg circuit then is situated 700 metres above sea level, with just 10 corners making up one of the shortest laps of the season. One time around here is a distance of 2.6 miles, with the best overtaking chances into turn 1 or the tight uphill turn 3. Anthony Davidson joins me to talk you through the action here today. What is quite an unusual racetrack, wouldn't you say, Ant?
Yeah, it's quite an odd layout around here. The thing about Austria is that it's a harder circuit to master than what really meets the eye. On top of that, it's a low grip surface, and that means that your small mistakes end up being punished, and it's very easy to slide wide into the runoff area and lose a huge chunk of time. Luckily, because it's such a short circuit though, you have plenty of opportunities to perfect the lap.
With the race minutes away from starting, here's what today's grid rundown looks like. Lewis Hamilton lines up on pole position, and it's Charles Leclerc in P2. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Bottas, Butler, Max Verstappen and Vettel, Norris, Raikkonen, a Haas and Nico Hülkenberg, Perez, Stroll, Romain Grosjean and Giovinazzi. Weber, Ricciardo, Alexander Albon and Daniel Kvyat. Russell and Robert Kubica takes the last spot on the grid. Now it's almost time to lights out, so let's go down to the track.
As we sit here on the grid in P9, as we have Raikkonen to our right and Hülkenberg behind us, as fire lights are out, and we get a good launch on Raikkonen, and we're catching up to Norris to make him go a little bit defensive as he cuts a little bit farther back, but we're able to go around the outside of him, and we are in P7 as we're going up the hill to turn 2 and turn 3, technically, really turn 2 here, as we're going to go late on the brakes and outbrake Vettel, and luckily, unlike most AI, he would have turned in on me, but he didn't, as there was a quick yellow flag there, as I really didn't know where Vettel was for a second, so I kind of checked, and he was behind us as we broke hard not to hit Verstappen as we go deep here into turn 1 a little bit, and we get a pretty bad run, but Vettel, I don't know, had to check up there a little bit, but with his engine power, he's going to come around the outside. We're going to make him go around there, and he's unable to do so, and we keep P6. As we go through the last corner here, as we go deep again through a corner, and Norris is attacking us because Vettel lost out when he tried to attack us around the outside, and then Norris is going to try the same thing but at turn 1 here, as we're going to leave him some space here as we go kind of side by side up the hill, as Vettel now wants to make it 3 wide, as we're going to brake pretty evenly, as Vettel's going to cut it across, and we kind of get pinched a little bit there, but both of them backed out of it, and which let us get away a little bit, as through this corner here, Vettel was really catching us, and he kind of caught me out. I kind of wasn't paying attention to the last second. Right there, I really wasn't paying attention to him. And I kind of got caught napping as he just came to the inside there. I really didn't put up much of a fight, if any, as we're going to come back out of, force him to go defensive and try to go around the outside of turn 1 there, as we've made it stick, and we're back into P6. As we cut to lap 6 through the second left-hander again, and Vettel is on our tail, and we're more conscious of him as we're going to make him try to go around the outside. But this is really just going to hurt us because it's going to set us up for the triple DRS straight, for the back straight, the side straight, and the back straight, as he's going to attack us and try to go around the outside, as we kind of pinch him off a little bit, but then gave him space on the exit as he pulls back into our slipstream there, as he's much closer than he's been on any other attempt, and he'll fly through, and we kind of just gave up there because there's no point of holding a Ferrari. You're never going to win that in a Haas right now. At the end of the lap, we are coming into pit pretty early, trying to get a undercut, as we kind of slid a little bit, trying to slow down more than we would through that corner, as we went a little bit deep. We're going to brake super early and give up probably 2 to 3 seconds there of time that we kind of just threw away there braking. As we come here, as we fluffed the exit as well, coming on there, as we're going to re-enter in last position. As we cut to the end of lap 10 here, as our teammate Grosjean is now in the pits, as they went longer than I did, as we were kind of catching Kubica naturally with his Williams, but he's going into the pits as well, as we were going to pass all the cars here in pit road, or the pit there, kind of, and we are going to come out in 13th as we go through turn 1. As we go to the next lap, the rest of the cars will be making their pit stops, and we will re-enter back in 7th, as Vettel is 2 or 3 seconds down the road, as you can see right there. But on lap 14 here, as there are yellow flags, and as we come through the last corner here, if you look up ahead, there's a slow car of Verstappen. Verstappen seems to have a engine failure, and that will move us up into P6 as a result, where we would finish. Perez was slowly catching us, but couldn't catch us quite, as Valtteri Bottas has won the Austrian Grand Prix, as we will come home to finish a brilliant 6th position.
Nice work, you did well today. I think the boss will be happy with that one.
So Mercedes have won it, and what a great race it was. Tell me, Ant, how did they manage to achieve this win?
Well, I think it was clear what the main contributing factor out on the track was today: speed. I know it sounds like an obvious thing to say, Crofty, but fast cars win races, and we saw that today with our winner.
After an excellent performance at the Grand Prix, I'm sure there'll be plenty of celebrations tonight amongst the Mercedes team, and they certainly deserve it. And now let's take a look at the driver's standings. It's a great result for Lewis Hamilton, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Some amazing talents out on the track today, but Anthony, who would you pick as your driver of the day?
Well, I have to give it to Lucas Weber. Cool, calm, collected, a very consistent performance, and one that he can definitely be proud of today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes moved to the top of the table. It was also a strong Grand Prix from Haas F1 this weekend. Fantastic work from the American team to move themselves further up the table. Well, Ant, an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.